Hey there, welcome to the top 7 rock cuts of the week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hello to all the current subscribers, and if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to see more cool videos like this. Here's a quick look at the rocks we're going to take a look at this week. We've got a really cool variety, so I'm excited to share these ones with you. So let's go ahead and get going. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see we've got a heavy desert patina on it, varying from light brown to almost black, and most of it's this kind of dark brown red color. You might see here on the end, which is what I thought was interesting, it almost looks like a white material, but that pattern I thought looked really interesting, and I wanted to see what it looked like on the inside. And that is really nice. Blue. Wow. Okay, this is really pretty. So we've got a really interesting kind of pattern going on here. A lot of variations in blue to where it gets almost to white, and then a few spots where brownish color has penetrated, as you can see here, taking a closer look at the individual halves. But what nice shades of blue. This is really, really pretty. Do a little bit of a zoom in here. I really like it when there's a heavy desert patina on the outside and then the inside is a bright color. It's just such a nice contrast. You can take a look at the other half here, and yeah, we see the same kind of patterns and colors. I imagine this is a decent sized chunk, so could definitely get quite a few slabs out of this. Always nice to find a blue one. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see we've got some cool banding going on this side, and we have a very dark red desert patina over most of the rock. Let's take a look. This side actually has a little bit more of the banding visible than that other side did. So you can see here why I was excited to pick this one up and thought it might be pretty cool on the inside. So let's go ahead and take a look. Very nice. That beautiful banding carries through, and held like this, it almost is an eye there in the middle between the two rocks. But we have some rainbow banding that's kind of around the perimeter of the rock, which is really nice. And then we have the really nice white and pink bands kind of around that central eye. We can take a look at the halves here. Really, really pretty. You can see here in some of the veins how that dark red has seeped in. Really cool. And some lighter pink down there too at the bottom. Here's a look at the other half. And fairly similar. There's a small cavity there on the right side, but for the most part, this rock is really solid. And the colors and the banding are just really nice Wonderstone. Okay, let's check out this rock. So you can tell already it's a little bit different because we've got light colors going on here and no red. So definitely different. I was drawn to it because of the light color, and then also you can see there's some interesting banding going on here with some white and gray and light yellow maybe. So don't see a ton that look like this. And let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, and that is really cool. So it's got much more banding and much more going on than what it looked like on the outside. So rather than a lot of the fine linear banding that we see on the Wonderstone, this is a little bit more of a chaotic banding or a soft banding where the edges and everything kind of blends into each other a little bit, as you can see here. And this actually looks like it's made up of some different materials here. Possibly this is an agatized mudstone or siltstone, or some sort of sedimentary rock. Very unique. Okay, let's take a look at this rock. So from the outside, you can see we've got some of that classic dark red, which is characteristic of the area. But then we also have some other color that's kind of showing through, which is why I was interested in the rock. So there's a little bit of a lighter colored material, and then in some spots, it almost looked like it might be a green or a blue. I know it just looks mostly dark in this lighting, but let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, and that is really nice. Wow. Okay, so there is kind of a greenish color scale that's going on here, starting dark green at the top and then going to a lighter shade towards the bottom. And then we have some really nice Wonderstone type banding on the top half of the rock with an eye kind of towards the right side of this piece, and some veins that are penetrated well with the red. And then on the bottom, we have more of a Lahontan style jasper with the red veins there. Really, really pretty. I love the color on this one. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see it is very different. We've got some crystal material or some agate material, mostly very light colored. The dark spots there that you see are small cavities. On this side, we can see that there's a little bit of pink in there. So I thought this just looked really cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, and that is really nice. We have some interesting patterns and colors going on in here. So a lot of the rock is the very light color, which would be transparent. And then the darker white that you see in there is not as much so. And then some of the pink has, I don't know if it seeped in from the outside or if it was in the agate material as it was forming. But there's a little bit of color in here as well. Take a look at the other side, maybe even a little bit more color on this half. The different shades of white kind of remind me of clouds in the way that it looks in there. Really pretty. Okay, let's check out this rock. So interesting looking from the outside. We've got some of that dark red as well as what looks like orange, almost rust color. This part here was where it was fractured, and then we can see more of that red and orange color here. And then in the light area, you can almost see a little bit of banding, which I thought looked interesting. And then if we take a look at the other side of the rock, we can see a bit more of that banding. Very cool. So this is what I would call a dark Lahontan jasper. So oftentimes the kind of darker gray area is lighter and more of a white color in contrast to the red veins. But here it's more of a grayscale, and we have some red and yellow veins that have carried through. And on this side, that one on the bottom is really nice. So some light banding, I would say, on the veins, but still very pretty. And there actually is a little bit of lighter colored material at the top of the rock, which is interesting. Probably a few different ways this one could be cut. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, we can see that it is a nice Lahontan jasper. Hard to tell how much of the dark over the white color is a desert patina, or if that's actually the color that will carry through. But there's a lot of banding going on, a lot of veins that look like they've been filled in with that dark red color. So I was excited to see what it looked like on the inside. So let's go ahead and take a look. And that is really nice. Okay, so this is a chaotic Lahontan jasper. So the banding and the patterns are really unique in this one. A lot of times there's not quite so much of the red that's penetrated through. Let's take a closer look at the individual halves here, but really pretty. You can see now that we're looking a little bit closer that there's some yellow going on in some of the veins also. So really cool. And that dark shade does kind of carry over some of the material on the inside, and then some of it is quite light. So a really unique one and really pretty. Lahontan jasper is definitely one of my favorite materials and kind of got me into rock hounding in the first place. So always happy to find it. And I hope you like it too. All right, well, that's it for this week. Thanks so much for watching. Please let me know down in the comments what your favorites were and if there's anything that you'd like to see more of. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe, give the video a like, and I will see you next time.